This is your special month?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
You said dance review.
You did.
Well, it's
Just
a
say
review.
movie review.
No, movie review.
Now you don't know what to say.
Yes, I do.
Just say movie review. All right, ready? Action.
You're supposed to do it in front of the camera, you smarts.
Take two.
Take three.
Take three.
Hold on.
Just stop doing it.
Get
Take
it together.
four.
Top four. Take five.
Hey everyone! Okay, I got it. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning to Dance. Can't get this right. What is
Really, John?
What is?
Take six.
It's 7.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's dance review. I am so excited you are here. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Tia Joy. Welcome. And to all my subscribers and my fam and everybody, even if you just joined in, welcome. I am so glad you are here. I have a special video for you today. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't been following so far, this whole month I am sharing with you some of my favorite deep heart love movies that I absolutely love to the core, and I hope you've enjoyed all of these dance reviews this whole month. But today is super special because I got something very juicy for you today, and guess who I have?
What's up?
Now before I get into today's video, I need you guys to do two things. Number one, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. And if you've been watching these videos this whole time and you still haven't subscribed, honey,
I'm gonna come after you.
subscribe to this channel. And number two, go ahead and hit that bell so that way you can be in the know when I upload a new video. Okay. Dad, you was barely in there.
No!
Okay, so for today's dance review, I have my family. So I have my brother, my father, and my mother here in this dance review with me today. Well, we're not going to really talk about a dance movie. For some of you guys don't know, my fam, we are huge movie lovers. We watch movies all the time. We didn't really have cable, but we had the basic cable, but we watch movies. So I know if you see some of the dance reviews, I was like, we watch movies on VHS. Yep, because before we got to DVDs, VHS movies we watched all the time until we got introduced to DVD. Then we started watching a lot of DVDs. But one thing that we do a lot as a family is watch movies. So I brought them on today because I just wanted us to have a little discussion and just talk about some of our movies. I know with Break-In, which was the absolute first dance review that I did, my dad actually introduced me and my brother to that movie because him and his brothers used to do some breakdancing back in the day, so he showed us Break-In, and we still got the VHS movie. But yeah, so what did y'all think about Break-In? Like, even though it's like our number one movie, like, how did you guys like it? Like, let's talk about that.
I mean, it was definitely one of the starters and the main source of dancing period in the culture. Besides that, and Beat Street.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. All I can say is, I mean, if you haven't seen it as a dancer, then something wrong with you. I mean, everybody knows about Ozone and Turbo, especially Turbo. I mean, he has the most iconic scene in dance history.
Right.
So, well, besides Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's definitely a classic. And, yeah, you definitely should see that if you have not seen that. Second one was okay. First one was definitely, I thought it was a big impact in the hip hop culture and definitely in the dance culture as well. So
Nice.
for sure.
What did you think about Break-In, Dad? Even though you introduced it to both of us.
Well, I loved it when I grew up, and I wanted them to see where it started. Break-In as well as Beat Street at the time was introducing the whole world to what was going on the streets that people didn't know was going on. And when they put it up on the big screen, it brought a lot of attention. They thought it was going to be just a temporary thing, but it ended up being a big phenomenon. It ended up being something that went from not only the 80s, but even to this day, people are going all the way back to how it started. And they just improved it or added to it when they start breakdancing, but they know where it really originated from. And it was really, like my son said, that the best scene, just like Michael's Motown, Billie Jean, was when Turbo was dancing with the broom. That was that Fred Astaire type of thing, because even Ozone said, "Who you think you are, Fred Astaire?" Or something.
right. And I finally got that, because I was like, wait a minute, what is he saying? Who is like Fred Astaire? Right. But it makes sense, because when you go back, and I forgot which movie it was. I think I talked about that in my dance review, about the movie where he got that idea, because he not only did the dancing with the coat hanger, but he also did the ceiling dance as well. I think that was the same movie, and they showed that in the second Breaking 2 when Turbo was dancing on the ceiling.
Which once again was the best scene in the whole movie.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. Ma, what do you think about Breaking?
I don't.
She wasn't like really into it like me and my dad and my brother was. But besides Breaking, but what's some other movies that you guys like watching that you can say is your favorite, and the lessons that you learn? Because I believe that every movie has some type of lesson, life lesson we all can learn. And I know in my dance reviews I always talk about not just my favorite scenes and the dancers and the choreographers to give credit, but I also want to make sure that the lesson that we learn out of that movie that we can use in our daily lives. So what's some of you guys' favorite movies that you like watching and the lessons you learn from it?
I'll go first. Air Force One. I love that movie. Absolutely love it. I love how the bad guy, his number one focus was, I want Mother Russia to be back to its greatness. And he wanted, of course, America to suffer. But he was willing to die for what he believed in. That was one thing that what is worth me dying for? And you're looking right here. These three I'm willing to die for. And then with Harrison Ford, it was the same thing. He was the president, and his bottom line was, my family is on that plane, and I'm not getting off, and this is not going down this way. My family will be safe. So it was the same thing, the same life lesson. What is valuable to you, you're going to fight for, you're going to be willing to die for.
Right. And she watches that all the time. She got that on VHS and DVD, okay?
Yes. Not all the time, but when I feel like my back is against the wall and I don't have hope, then I can pull that out. That's one of those things that can build me up again and help me to have hope and believe again that things can change.
That's good.
I really don't have a real favorite. I'm eclectic. I like all kinds of movies. And I've learned that if you go and look, you'll see some movies that you think are new. They actually copied it from some original. And my two grown children will tell you, we got the old and the new. So you can see that when they think, oh, this is new. Nah, this was a copy.
It's a remake.
It's a remake of something that was made back in the 30s or in the 50s. And you'll be surprised how many movies that you'll see. But one of my favorites, I'll just give you one. I like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a real Bruce Lee fan, and matter of fact, we was out and I finally found some shirts. Bruce Lee was a philosopher, and his movie, especially Enter the Dragon, unfortunately, he didn't get to see the finished product because he died before he got a chance. And to see what he done, this also was his very first movie that he done for America, American Hollywood movie, because that's what his goal was, and he finally accomplished his goal, but unfortunately he died in the process of doing it. But he beat our odds. I mean, he set records that people didn't know he set. He went against. He was even actually just like our culture. He's been. There's been prejudice against him because of who he was. He was Chinese, and he still he believed in the American dream, even though they were trying to oppress him. And by the time they even realized at the time when they had him do the movie Enter the Dragon, he was an iconic figure. Some say he was ahead of his time, but he still beat the odds. He still got to do what he wanted to do when he finally got accepted to do the movie. And the lesson I learned from him is no matter what even if everything's against you, still stick to what you believe, and eventually the door will open for you to do that. Even, whether it takes 10 years, 20 years, your time will come where the opportunity will present itself, and you just have to make a decision whether you're going to do it or not. And he did. And now that he's gone after making one American movie, he's still one of the greatest martial artists that's ever been spoken about.
Yes.
Far more than Jet Li, more than Jackie Chan. He's still one of the best martial artists, and all those guys take from him. So one of the names that's always going to come up in the martial arts world, no matter who it is, they're going to always talk about Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
That is
I
true.
love Bruce Lee. He did change the game in a lot of things. And did he like create his own style?
Yes.
Jew Kando.
Jukandu. Yeah. Which is dope.
And that was the amazing thing about him, because they thought when he was talking about the other martial arts styles, they thought he was being critical of them, and they thought they was being insulted and he's being disrespectful, but he was actually telling them that their style needed to be adjusted. And years later, after he died, they realized he was right. He actually, it was just the fact he was so far ahead of his time. He's very passionate about what he done, and he just wanted them to see what his perspective. That's why he created his own, because he took bits from every style and created his own, and showing them you can cut this down, you can make it different and make it more effective, and that's what he did. And it took years later before they admitted that he was right. He knew what he was talking about.
And dancing is also a big part, because he also was good at doing the
Ballroom. And swing, right?
And that was as far as the footwork, that was a big blueprint to his style.
Oh wow.
Was the footwork.
Yeah, because it was in Ip Man 3, I think that's when Ip Man when was with his wife, when he found out she had cancer, stuff like that. That's when he ran into him, and he was teaching ballroom, and he was like, "Yo, I want you to teach me and be my master."
Yep, I remember that.
He won competitions with Cha-Cha and all that. Yeah,
Wow.
he was a really good dancer. So
He was actually a phenomenal, well-known actor as a child. Nobody didn't know that.
That's good.
he kind of took mine, but that's okay. I'll segue into him. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to this young lady right here. Happy 30th birthday.
3-0. Yes. You're an adult now.
We're glad to be here with you and, talk movies. That's what we do. But anyway,
Yes.
he kind of took some, that's kind of like what started me getting into action movies. So, thanks to this man, he got us into, first of all, he got us into different cultures. So, we got to see a lot of, we're introduced to a lot of cultures through film, through movies. So, so definitely watching Bruce Lee, that got me into a lot of action.
Oh yeah.
I love action movies, sci-fi as well with the Star Wars. He introduced us to Star Wars.
Oh yeah, Star Wars.
So I'm a huge action sci-fi person. So, man. So I don't know, because my favorite movie of all time is Avatar. That's my favorite.
Okay, yeah.
Then it's 300, and then I mean, we can go hours. I
Right.
got MCU.
Well, it can be more than one. It's fine.
MCU movies, you know, and then I mean, I can't forget, like, I love the Fast and Furious saga. So, yeah. So I mean, it's a lot. So I mean,
What did you learn from one?
that's the thing. It's kind of tough for me. Okay, so maybe I'll just go like, all right. So out of the Fast saga, my favorite is actually Fast 5. I love Fast 5. It does teach you about family. It does teach you about, regardless like how you feel or what they do, like you just don't turn back on family.
Absolutely.
And then I mean, it's just better to accomplish things together than you know, apart. So I just love the fact that they were able to bring all the characters back from the past, and they're all able to work together, come up with a plan, execute the plan. And at the end of the day, they became, you know, wealthy together. You know what I'm saying? So nobody was trying to compete. Nobody was trying to steal from each other, compared to other like thief movies. You know, and so yeah. So it was amazing to see that. Plus, it was also awesome that they added Dwayne Johnson to it as well.
Oh yeah.
So that was a good matchup between him and Diesel. So. Yeah, I definitely like that movie. I don't know, it's between that and the 7th one too, but I'm gonna stay. I'll stay with the one since I gotta follow the rules. But yeah,
you can do more than one.
But because you know, watching Bruce Lee and he actually was he changed the blueprint and the way of putting action movies together. So like he started that you know, one man versus a group of people, and taking them down. Like he did the underdog thing. He started.
Yeah, I was just about to say that he really proved that underdog thing, because when you see Bruce Lee, right, and he's like, especially in Enter the Dragon, when the girl saw him, she was like, this is who they sent for help to fight us. And then as soon he went into
Way of the Dragon.
It's the Way of the Dragon. I think it was one of them. Enter the Dragon is when they were on the island.
Right.
The Way of the Dragon is when he was helping sell the restaurant. That's what. But that was funny on the Way of the Dragon. He went in the back, and they were like, okay, let's what was it? The bad guys came, and he was like set it to the side, and they're like, okay, let's see what he's gonna do. And he tore them dudes up, and then the girl was super like, do you need something to eat? It's like, you was just looking at this dude at this airport like, this is the guy who's gonna help.
That's my favorite one too. Right. I love the way.
Like, then they're like, oh, come on, man, yeah, you're so dope. What was his name? I forgot his name.
I don't know.
I forgot his name.
Chung Tao or something like that.
Yeah. That was funny.
But yeah, and then he started the slow mo on the frames and stuff like that. So
that Way of the Dragon.
And he actually like directed and wrote for that movie. So it's just like just to see his vision and then watch that like transform into other movies. You know, like Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal and. Jason Statham.
What was it? Michael B.
Jackie Chan.
Michael
J. White.
J. White. That's what it was.
Yeah. So like, he changed that into into the action films, and so that transpired and it evolved. Thank you to other action films, and to this day, like, I mean, you can see the evidence of that, So. Right. Yeah, so I mean that's what got me into it, and I absolutely love action film. So.
Well,
what's your favorite?
Oh Lord. Well, of all the movies, okay, so I like dance movie reviews. I've been doing dance reviews, but I also like other movies as well. My favorite movies, I don't really have any, but one thing I could definitely say is I watch a lot of movies about underdogs coming on top. So stuff like I'm trying to stuff like Little Giants, stuff like
Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah. Not Slumdog Millionaire, but that is a good one. $1 Million Arm. Watching stuff like what else is a favorite of mine? I mean, I like a lot of Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff like Moana, Princess and the Frog, Tarzan, Lion King, Jungle Book, Pinocchio, Fox and the Hound, all that type of stuff. I like watching a bunch of musicals, as y'all saw, the last two that I did. I watch even stuff like Mean Girls or
The Duff. I know.
The Duff. The Duff is really good.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Even stuff on Netflix. Like I like watching Queen of Katwe, I think is what it's called, with the girl who's from Africa and she plays chess.
Yeah.
So that like stuff like that, where you know someone who gets who. You see them, it's like, they're not going to really be anything, but then they end up coming on top at the end. It's almost like proving everyone wrong. So I like watching a lot of that type of stuff. And it just gives me encouragement to just keep going and not give up. And, you know, and sometimes you may be in a dungeon for a little bit working on things and you may get overlooked and people may not give you a chance. But one thing I also noticed, and this is something that definitely came to me, especially with watching 42, is in just any of these historical movies, one thing I noticed is a lot of people create history by people giving them a chance.
Yep.
Like 42. Like
Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman.
yes, Chadwick Boseman, man, like
Rest
yeah.
in peace, bro.
Like these people wouldn't even be like Rosa Parks, like all these people, Martin Luther King, like somebody had to believe in them in order for them to have a name, in order for them to be great. So it's like we just gotta keep going and knowing that somebody's gonna believe in us and somebody's gonna give us that chance and opportunity to do something great and be great. But in the midst, we still gotta keep working on our craft.
Absolutely.
At all times. But one thing I do know is our whole family movie, our favorite movie as a family is
Yours, mine,
I was about to say somebody gonna say it.
Okay.
Somebody gonna say yours, mine.
Well,
And that's like our favorite family movie.
that is true.
Cause with Lucille Ball,
Can I be John? Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you
Why
say.
can't I be
Why
Phil?
can't I?
why can I keep me feeling he said I'm B3D, and if I forget, then I can't go to the bathroom. That was
Classic.
funny.
That
That's
is
a
a
classic
classic.
movie. But you see the new one, it's like Lucille Ball. You can't go wrong with that one.
Yes. And what was his name? Fonda?
Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda. Yeah,
Henry
yeah.
Fonda. Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was classic.
That's like
Yeah.
that's like a classic.
You definitely gotta appreciate the older movies. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
they're definitely classic.
Yes.
If you haven't seen at least one of them, I mean,
Like the absent-minded
You don't know what
professor.
you're-
Oh my gosh.
That's
you
the
don't- You don't know
original.
what you're missing. You're missing
Right.
like the golden age, like
Yes.
where film. You know, they had. It's like they had that magic for sure.
Right.
Mhm.
Jerry Lewis.
Oh yeah.
With the Nutty
Oh.
Professor.
Oh, yes.
Like you see, okay, Eddie Murphy, he did
Oh,
good,
my gosh.
he did do a good job. But Jerry Lewis, like
Yeah, people sleep on Jerry.
like Abbott Costello, Abbott Costello and the absent-minded professor Flubber is pretty much a
Yes.
remake of that because the original is absent-minded professor, and that was I actually like the old one better than the new one, even though Robin Williams did a good job,
He
but
did, yeah.
the original was
It's
really good.
Mhm.
But yeah. Well,
Alright.
that's all that I have for this dance review. You guys have anything else to say? Any other movies you want to put out there for the peoples to know?
I mean, yeah, most definitely. Like, check out old school movies. I mean, don't sleep on it. Don't just settle and watch the remakes and then just think that, oh man, like you know film or you know you seen a good movie, or maybe you might be disappointed, but then realize that hey, there's some good original movies that was back in the 30s, 40s, 50s that are actually really legit and really good, so yeah, just take time out to check those out. And,
Absolutely.
yeah, you don't know what you're missing. I mean, they're all classics for real. Like they were made for a reason, and now you will definitely see what's original. You will definitely see where the ideas come from, you know. Foreign films as well. Like there's some good foreign films.
Bollywood.
Bollywood.
Yes.
Oh yes.
That,
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
did a couple of
a lot of the kung
Yeah.
fu movies. I mean,
Oh yeah.
even British movies got some good ones too. I just recently saw there's a movie called Black and Blue. It was like really, really good. Even though it was more of a street movie, but just to see it from that culture, you know, in London, like it's amazing, you know. So yeah, so I mean, all I can say is just expand and check out, you know, all these, you know. There's so much movie to see. You know, it's kind of can't make any excuse of not seeing.
Find some time to watch as a movie. Watch as a
especially
family.
as a family.
Yeah, I agree with that because the one thing you know for sure if you watch Abbott and Costello, Jerry Lewis and those old movies that are comedy, you can know without a doubt when you sit your children down, you ain't got to worry about cussing.
Yeah.
You know they're clean and they still funny.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
That's why it's good to let them watch stuff like that.
When you guys were younger and I was a stay-at-home mom and we didn't really have a whole lot of money to, you know, have cable, but we just had like the basics. And then we went to a place where we didn't even have cable, but we had some of the movies, the older movies to watch, and that's some of the things that helped us. We had discussions and we talked about things. We even went to the library and rented movies. Antoine, you had mentioned about Blockbusters.
Blockbusters was
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
So
we
we had those older movies and they helped us to steer you guys in the right direction concerning, you know, like values and morals and character. So it was really good.
And I appreciate that as well. Like I'm kind of glad that I didn't grow up watching the TV shows like everybody else did because it just made me value family even more because like we went out, we played with different kids around the neighborhood and stuff like that, but we definitely had a lot of family time and we enjoyed watching movies together and eating. Our dad would make homemade popcorn.
Yes, in that iron pot.
That iron pot, and we would be eating popcorn
in that bag, that brown paper bag, and shake it up.
And they definitely shielded us to make sure they fed us the right things to see with our eyes, with our ears, and with our mouths, and with our senses. So all the senses, they made sure all of that was protected. They weren't really controlling like mega controlling, but they wanted to make sure that whatever is feeded into us is what's going to help us grow to be better people that God has called us to be. And so that's one thing I definitely appreciate because it's crazy. Like now, like anytime I get bored, first thing I can go to is movies. And it's like, dad, like sometimes I do wish my family was here. So I was like, I just want to watch with y'all. And there's a difference between when you watch movies by yourself and then when you watch it with your family. Because when you watch it by yourself, it's like, okay, hee. But when you watch it with your family, it's like a whole other thing. And I just appreciate that so much. And I just really, really value, you know, my family a lot. And I'm grateful that they taught us the way they did because now we can get in a position of helping others and teaching others. And I like the fact that there's lessons in the movies that we watch that we can always run to every time we have like need some encouragement or if we need, I don't know, to feel good about ourselves, I guess.
And it's definitely inspired us to act as well. She's getting into it. I'm getting into it as well. So yeah, most definitely.
We just wanted them to be well-rounded about what was out there as far as movies go. And yeah, we saw movies that had cussing in, but we wanted them to see that you can be funny too without. There's movies out there where they can still be funny and not have to have all the extremes to try to make it funny. And that's why we introduced them to Jerry Lewis and stuff. Then we wanted them to see that, like I said before, that some of these movies are not originals, they're copies of the original ones that was made back years ago. But so like King Kong, it has like 4 different versions.
Godzilla. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many versions King Kong had. But we had like the original, like we had the one with the VHS where it has the button where it goes on it. Yeah, like the original King Kong, black and white.
Yeah, so we wanted them to see that this was actually a movie before this one. They didn't know that until we showed them. So like Italian Job has an original one.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of them that have original movies, and you be, oh, I didn't know they had made that. Yeah, this is a remake.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta appreciate them.
That is true.
Yeah, most
You
definitely.
gotta appreciate them. I don't know why now they're into like keep remaking them, but you know, but it's also kind of a good thing because then once you do watch, you know, the remake, and if it is a disappointment, it's just like check out the older one, and you'll see the difference between, you know, what's original and what's, you know, a remake and a copycat basically. It's not really good.
Because I know when I did Footloose, you had the Footloose with Kevin Bacon, and then you got the Footloose with Kenny Wormald, and so that's how I did the comparison. Like, so, like even though they do remakes, some of the remakes I do like because when they go a little bit deeper. Like how I was saying for Footloose, like when he was going into town and they were saying how there was a rule where they're banned from dancing, but with the remake they showed what happened of why they made that decision of banning by showing, like they said, they mentioned that okay, kids got killed on the bridge, but with the remake they showed them in the beginning of drinking and how they got killed. So I can't appreciate how the fact that they go detailed into it, but it's like whatever was Ghost as far as understanding, they pretty much brought it to life in the remake, and I kind of like that. But it's good. But if you don't see the original and if you just look at the new one, then you don't know what's the big difference between the two. You're thinking, oh, the new one was just way more better, but it's like, but you gotta go back to the old. Sometimes, because in order for the remake to happen, it has to be copied off the original. So
Right.
Yes.
But
Plus the original Footloose, the soundtrack alone.
Right. It's like a straight up
Soundtracks is another one. I mean, that's a whole nother discussion. But
And when they made Footloose, it was really introducing the world to the fact that there was a law that really existed, that they couldn't dance, and that's what the whole point of Footloose, the original, was about.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yep.
But that's all that we have, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining into this special edition. I'm so glad I brought you guys on because I know I've been talking all this time with all these news. I got like over 40 videos, y'all. And I've been by myself. I've been doing this stuff by myself, so I was like, y'all, I'm gonna bring my family in this time so y'all can talk and see where I get my ideas, see where I get, you know, the passion for movies, and I focus specifically on dance movies, but of where, you know, a little taste of where I get the love from for loving watching movies. And I'm just so glad and grateful that you guys are on this one. And this is how I want to end my month out. First I was like, how I'm going to end out this last month? But it's like, I got y'all, so I know my fam got my back. Let's go.
Yes,
so thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's dance review. Not dance review. Thank you for tuning to today's review. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, y'all, and also hit that subscribe plus that bell so that way instantly you'll be notified when I upload a new video. I upload a new video every Tuesday and every Thursday, so I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. I don't really have a Dancers Hall of Fame, but all of y'all gonna be in my Dancers Hall of Fame anyway. Even though we didn't do any dancing or anything, y'all in my family Hall of Fame. And you know what? Before we end this, I got a little something special for my whole family real quick. So here it is. So I know that eventually one day, you know, we're gonna be, you know, on the carpet, especially the red one. So, you know, I just want to give out some awards, you know, because you guys are awesome. So I want to give out to the best brother award. That's exactly what you are. Wow. And I have the best father award. So let's give up the award. It goes to you. Yes. And we definitely have the best mom in the world. So thank you. You guys are just, you know, and you know, of course we got the best family. So that's just going to us right here. Because that's what we are. I believe we're just the best family. I'm glad I have all four of y'all. Like this is y'all. And God. So I just love y'all, and I just appreciate you guys so much. Like, this is my fam, y'all.
Thank
Like,
you, T.
I hope you guys do the same thing for your fam, but I just gotta honor my family, because without my family, I would not be doing what I'm doing. I would not be pursuing the career that I am. They're like my backbone. They're like
Yes.
my heart, and it's because of them that keeps me to keep going. And when nobody else may believe or understand me, this is my core, and they definitely like from. I just love y'all.
I love you too.
So that's all that I have, y'all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.